How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the channel. So today we're reviewing the 2019 Audi A4 Quattro. Alright, now let's kick things right off. The 2019 is basically a little small facelift of the 2018 models of the B9 Audis. What did they do really? Not that much, actually. The drivetrain remains the same. It's the same engine. It's the same S-tronic dual clutch transmission that it comes included with the car. The big difference for 2019 is that they dropped the manual. Sorry guys, Audi has been talking about dropping manual for quite some time now. I guess there's just not enough market for it, especially in North America. It's a shame because I used to have the B8.5 and I had it in 6-speed manual. It was a great transmission. But the S-tronic is much more performant, much more smooth. It's a better overall transmission in every possible way. Also for 2019, what they've done is that they revised the bumpers, front and back. The front bumper is a little bit more now based on the S-line bumper. It comes standard with all the models. You also get the trapezoid exhaust system now in the back, which really gives it a very premium look over its predecessor. And the cool part about that exhaust is that it's an actual exhaust still. It's not just fake little plastics with an exhaust that's fitted under the car or something like that. No, you can actually see the tailpipes coming from the exhaust. Is it a noisy exhaust? Really not. It's actually very quiet. Even if you get the S-Line or you opt for any type of the sportier packages, the only way you're going to get more sound is with the high-end performance version of this car, which is the S4 model. But that's not what we're reviewing today. That is a whole different category and a whole different monster. Maybe soon we'll be able to get our hands on one of those. Alright, so let's talk specs for this vehicle. The engine is rated at 247 horsepower with a whopping 273 pound-feet of torque, which propels the car about 0 to 100 at 5.6 seconds, according to Audi. But from the tests that we have done, we've achieved it close to 5.2, which is pretty remarkable. But Audi does have a reputation for undermining their figures normally. Now, mind you, this vehicle does have one feature that is a little bit mind-boggling if you think about it. It has launch control. So for the people that don't know out there, launch control basically is you have to set up your car, put the car in dynamic, take off the traction control, make sure you're in sport mode, you're at a stop or at a light, you have to put your foot down on the brake and with your other foot floor the gas, climbs the RPM up to about 3,000 RPM, you hear the turbo spool up, the second you let go of the brake, the clutches engage and the car just sprints forward, and trust me, your head gets pushed back in the seat. Now let's talk about the particular Audi I have today. This is a 2019 A4 Comfort. Basically in Canada we have the Comfort, we have the Progressive, and we have the Technique. That's equivalent. The Comfort is basically equivalent to the Premium, and then the Progressive is pretty much the Premium Plus, and the Technique is the Prestige. So the prices are actually quite variant between each trim. You have the Comfort model, which is the one I'm driving today, which starts at 44,500. These are all Canadian dollars. So 44,500 gives you the base entry-level Audi A4 equipped with Quattro, because you can get the Audi A4 with the front-wheel drive system with the detuned engine that produces 190 horsepower. It's a little bit more fuel efficient, much slower though, and front-wheel drive. Come on, let's be real. If you're buying an Audi, you're buying it because of the Quattro, especially if you live here in Canada like we do, and we get a lot of snow. You don't want to buy a front-wheel drive Audi. I don't see the point of that. But, you know, for more markets where there's not a lot of snow and you're looking for fuel efficiency, that is a great engine. But for today's Audi, we have it equipped with the Quattro system and also an added convenience package. What a convenience package does is it basically gives you Parktronic front and rear. We get a heated steering wheel along with memory seats. Now, the way to distinguish the Comfort model between the other models in the trim levels is really one distinct feature: the headlights. The headlights on the Comfort model are going to have 3 LED dots versus the other trims and the other lineups that are going to have full LED line included with LED turn signal. Alright, so we talked about comfort in this car. Very comfortable ride for everyday driving. A perfect blend between sportiness and absorption of the roads. But what happens if we put it in sport mode? Dynamic, the whole kit? I guess we can find out. So I'm going to put my drive select to dynamic, which basically what it does is it's going to stiffen up the steering wheel, reprogram my shifts, the shifts a little bit later, and also make the transmission a little bit more aggressive. Alright, so we have a nice little merge coming along. Let's give it some gas. Let's see how it performs. Not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. It's this transmission. This transmission is just really delivers the power in a very, very respectable manner, in a perfect way. The shifts are extremely quick. You barely feel it. I mean, this is a great sports car as well. Alright, we're taking a curve. Let's go for it. Very responsive. I feel like there's a very slight hesitation at the beginning while the turbos spool up. So this car still has a little bit of turbo lag. But it's really not that much. We have a nice straight coming with a little curve. Let's do this. Fuck, we have good pull with this car. And then the curves. It's really not that bad. You wouldn't expect it from such a big, heavy, entry-level luxury vehicle. So let's talk about fuel consumption. This car takes premium gas only. Audi's estimates are 10 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 7 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway, with a combined of 8.7 liters per 100 kilometers. And I've been driving this car for about 2-3 months. This is my vehicle, by the way. I've been driving this car for about 2-3 months now, and I'm averaging out exactly 8.7 liters per 100. So Audi really hit it bang on with the EPA ratings. Alright, so here are my thoughts on the 2019 Audi A4. I might be a little bit biased because this is my vehicle. I've had it for about 3 months now, and I love it. But to be a little bit more constructive in the criticism, it definitely has its pros and its cons. Let's start with the good stuff. I feel that it's the best quality price in the segment that you can get. For a base price of $44,500, about Canadian, you get a lot of bang for your buck. If you were to compare between the BMW and the Mercedes C-Class, the BMW 3 Series and the Mercedes C-Class, this one definitely takes the category for quality price. It's the cheapest of the segment, and I believe it comes very well loaded with standard equipment. While if you want to get roughly the equivalent in the competitions, you do have to opt for a bit of packages. But not just that, is also their base price is between 1,000 to 2,000 Canadian dollars more expensive. So this definitely takes it for quality price. Now, if we were to compare performance between the competition, the Audi does produce 247 horsepower to 73 pound-feet of torque. The Mercedes is slightly higher in the horsepower range at 255, keeping the same torque. While the BMW 3 Series is also rated at 255 horsepower, but does produce 295 pound-feet of torque, which is pretty much the leader into this category. It's quicker. So my final thoughts on the 2019 Audi A4, really, the main question is, would you buy it? Would I suggest for you to buy it? I leased it, so obviously this is what I would suggest. I would suggest for you to lease it. But I would also highly suggest to wait an extra year, because in 2020 the Audi is once again getting facelifted. Another redesign. This one's actually pretty dramatic. Most of the panels have been replaced. Front bumpers, hood, rear has been replaced. A lot of things have been reworked. Interior roughly remains the same, but you do get that new 10-inch touchscreen MMI system. It's very similar now to a little bit more of a smartphone design. I haven't had the opportunity to try it, but I do believe that it's going to be much more intuitive and much better. And they also got rid of the jog wheel because it is going to be a touchscreen. So yes, my suggestion is maybe wait until next year. We still haven't gotten pricing, but I don't think it's going to be much different from the current year it is right now. I believe prices should roughly remain the same, but don't quote me on that. We don't have the prices yet. So this was the 2019 Audi A4. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And that's it. Thank you very much for tuning into the channel, and we'll see you soon. Bye.